iPadOS 18 offers a plethora of amazing new integrations. And so in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you my top 10 useful ones. So when you have it, you already are prepared on how to utilize it to its full potential. Sorry for that email notification. Now, the compatible devices are as listed on the video. Feel free to pause it right here, but the majority of modern day popular iPads are pretty much fully compatible for these new integrations. Now, at the time making this video, I am currently on the developer beta. That's how I was able to get access to this early, but the public beta will be available next month, sometimes in July, and the official full release without any bugs or anything like that should be released sometime in September, usually alongside the next release of the next generation of iPhones like the iPhone 16 and the next generations of Apple Watches. So here it is. I have it installed on my iPad 11-inch OLED, and the first amazing feature has to be Share Play. You see, by simply launching like the FaceTime call app, I'm gonna go ahead and join an existing one and sliding in a new device like my iPhone, we are going to join a FaceTime call. I'm going to go ahead and mute my devices so it doesn't echo. And the beauty about this is if you have tech support or you want to have some fun with some friends, either one of these two devices, when you tap on the share icon, now you have access to Share Play. And by sharing your whole entire screen, like on an iPhone as an example, you could do the exact same thing on the iPad. We get out here, we have a miniature version of our device, but then it doesn't just end there, because if we click on it, it'll full screen everything we see on the iPhone, and we tap on it one more time, you'll see that we have the ability to draw on their device, so we can easily help them out if they need tech support, and it just fades away like so. So if you like to play tic-tac-toe or something like that, I guess you could get creative that way, start playing a competitive game with one another. It's just unfortunately the other device cannot interact with it. But if you tap here on the top corner, we can actually remotely control their device from one another by simply just requesting it up this little corner, and now I can actually control their device from here, and then if they want to end it on the iPhone, they could just manually tap stop. So here we could literally open an app right here and basically help guide them in any tech support issues they may encounter. So again, to control their device, just simply tap on the little finger icon to request. The opposite device just needs to approve or deny, and you can do the exact same thing on the iPhone with the iPad. The home screen, as you see, it's different because now you actually have the ability to customize the icons even more. You see, by long holding and entering edit mode, and you tap customize, you can select between the different icons, themes that you like. So now they're actually the dark theme for app icons, including the native one from Apple, like the shortcut and the translation app. Or you can set this to automatic, and you can also preview dark mode or light mode. But if you like the icons to be even larger, and you're familiar with all the names on these existing apps, you can always just select large, and this will give you this different point of view. As you see right here, a bit clean. I kind of like this. But then the coolness isn't just in there. You see these little icons, these apps you see here, like the existing widgets, you could increase the size by simply just doing that instead of having to delete the widget and re-add it. Now you could just do that, or you could long hold on a widget that has widget support on an app, like the App Store. By long holding here, you have this new row column right here. By tapping on this, this will enter that app in that widget size. So you no longer have to delete it to get the different widget sizes. You could always just long hold and just do that. Now for number 3 is the Note app. You see, now whenever you're doing a note, let me go ahead and switch to light mode real quick. In the Note app, if you tap this little paperclip icon, now you can actually add audio logs. So if you're in a classroom and someone's doing a lecture, you can just allow your Note app to record, where you could tap done once the lecture is done. If you notice, you could replay the clip, skip forward, or go back like a podcast, but pause it. If you click on it, tap done. If you look at it again, it'll create a transcript, which allows you to go back and actually review everything that was said during the class. In addition to that, if you like to continue editing it, a thing that I noticed is I could always copy it, tap done, and export it directly in my Notes app, so I could get rid of this audio log if I don't need it anymore. So select different subjects right here and place it on the notes. And then it just doesn't end there, because now if you have an Apple Pencil or even a third-party stylus, if you are writing notes thanks to SmartScript, your iPad can recognize your handwriting, where you could enable auto refine handwriting. You could select your handwriting like this. If you tap this little arrow, you could straighten your handwriting in case it goes a little crooked, as you see right there. So some of these stuff where it's like sloppy, it'll automatically correct it so it's readable even when you're doing hand notes. Now I'm fully aware that the straighten ability was something that was already available on iPadOS 17, but with this new integration where correct your mistakes in case you have written something incorrectly, it could actually correct your writing while maintaining to continue having your handwriting style. So when you combine those two things together, it really does make life easier. Then pretty soon, Apple will give us the ability where we can actually continue typing in stuff while it continues our handwriting. But in addition to that, if we go back to typing something in, like here I type in topics, and I highlight this, and tap the font section, and I change this into a heading, I could add stuff underneath it, where by simply tapping this little down arrow icon, collapsible titles are now available on the Notes app, making things to be more organized, easier on here. And then if you notice, if we go back to our font, our color highlighter selector, we have more color options to choose from, where now we have this new purple. And there we go, we highlighted it purple now. Then, of course, we did get the new calculator app, which has a couple overlooked things I noticed. Because if we go back to our basic calculator, it looks exactly the same like it was on our iPhones, but now we have a physical backtrack delete key instead of having to do swipes. But if we tap on calculator, you can now have access to a quick conversion. So you no longer have to download a third-party app to convert $5 to euros. And the conversion goes on and on from currency to angles to data as well as energy. But one of the biggest improvements can be located if we disable convert to mass notes, where this will basically give you the same layout like your notes app, where it will keep track of your previously written, handwritten notes for math equations, where now if you enter a new note, it'll keep previous logs right here. And if you have an Apple Pencil or a stylus paired to your iPad, and we make this full screen, you could easily make handwritten equations just like that, and it'll give you the answer in your handwriting form. And just like previously, you could highlight the numbers, tap again, and quickly have it straighten in case you write at an angle like I do. And you can quickly just continue adding equations as many times as you want, and it continues to adapting. So you continue adding equations after equations, and it still has your same handwriting style, which is quite amazing. Next massive change can be the File app. When you launch the File app, and let's say you casually just plug in an external drive, hard drive, flash drive, anything with data, by long holding on the external drive, you can now erase, as you could actually format your external drives directly from the iPad, no longer having to plug it into your computer. And another thing is, now on the cloud, by long holding one of these files you have on your cloud, this window will pop up and you'll see a new option where it says keep download. So this time it will never erase once you get out of the Files app on your iPad, and will always be there. So you don't have to have a network connection when you're offloading things from the cloud. It actually will stay on your iPad. So out of here, you can now lock individual apps if you don't want anybody to have access to certain apps. So like our File app, by long holding, we will see a new require Face ID section, where if I enable request Face ID and you allow it to scan your face, now whenever you open that app, it will require Face ID to have access to it. Now, as the time I get this video, this isn't working on the iPadOS 18 just yet, but by long holding and you select require Face ID to unlock, it should also prompt an option to remove this app and move it into a hidden app library, which will be located in your app library all the way to the far right. You see right here we have a new hidden album. By selecting this and using Face ID to unlock it, you'll see your hidden apps in there as well. Again, this is not yet available on the iPad, but once it is in the next few updates, you'll see something like this, like on our iPhone, where by long holding any app, request Face ID, you'll see a second selection where it says hide and require Face ID to unlock, and you'll find it in the hidden album on your app library. Now, since we're still in the home menu, you may have noticed that some of my apps are gapped, because that's another great feature that Apple integrated for iOS 18, where you can move your apps anywhere on the home page without automatically being attached to the next row like it previously was. And now, as for Control Center, has an overhaul as well, but now you could actually customize it by simply like long holding one of these icons. Not that one. There we go. Just a long hold on a blank section, and very similar to like the home page, you could customize it to your own personal preference. There's this bonus one where you could actually tap on add controls, and it will give you a list of multiple different controls you could add, from small shortcuts to like awesome things like background sound, which is basically white noise in the background. You can enable it from here. Your power on and off is actually located here, so you don't have to memorize the combination from hitting power and volume down and up just to get to the power off switch. This thing basically. And if you like to quickly move icons around, I found out you could hold them like this, and then long hold on these little icons. You can jump between different pages and let go, and it'll stay right there. Unfortunately, you just witnessed a glitch. Still not perfect, but again, beta, this is awesome. But what I like to show you is the freeform. You see here, I was experimenting with it. You know, it's just a massive canvas, basically a massive whiteboard. You could draw as much as possible, especially if you're trying to brainstorm something. Was it stylus or an Apple Pencil? Create arrows by going midway like that, and it'll create like a little sharp arrow. But now, let's say you want to go back, instead of zooming all the way out to go back in, or in case you forgot where you last left off, you now have scenes right here where they could enable. You could delete them. So if I want this to be the first scene, crop it to my liking, tap here, add scene, it saves it, and then I like to forward it to this scene, add scene, and then go to the next scene, add this scene, and if you tap these little arrows, you can quickly hop between different scenes. This way you don't get lost. That's new. And then the home app, if you use HomeKit smart appliances, if you have like a smart deadbolt, a garage opener, and you like to share that access to a friend or a family member to like take care of your pets, help you clean the house, or leave a party if they stay in pretty late, soon you'll have the ability to share like your front door deadbolt as an example, to give them like limited access, a temporary access, or just allow them to have access to until you decide you don't want them to have access to your front deadbolt. So you'll be able to share some of these with friends and family. And then if you have PG&E currently, PG&E, you could actually log into your PG&E account on the home app, which will give you real world data of your energy usage for the week, day, month, or even year, where you could quickly hop into this app and actually monitor your off-peak hours in real time in case something changed, as well as your forecast when clean energy is available. You can start charging your devices efficiently. This will all soon become available. So right now it's currently working with PG&E, but in the near future other utility bills should be compatible with Apple, including smart robot vacuums, as smart robot vacuums is going to be compatible for your HomeKit. And as the time I make this video, there's no official brands that are saying they're going to be compatible yet, but many people on Reddit or other forum and tech journalists with inside information are saying that iRobot's going to be one of them, as well as Roborock. But I'm pretty sure later in the near future, other third-party brands with smart robot vacuums will also be compatible to be controlled on your home app. And then lastly is the password app. This is new, and this will send like third-party brands like LastPass or other password management services in the trash. Unfortunately, Apple released this, which is an amazing app that allows you to monitor all your passwords, your passkeys, your authentication codes, as well as your Wi-Fi. And in the Wi-Fi section, if you have a friend who wants quick access to a Wi-Fi network, you could actually create a Wi-Fi QR code right here off your iPad and allow them to scan right here. And if you like to share some of your password access with friends or family, you can get started right here, because you can actually create custom invitations of friends and family that are part of your contact list, and you can share access to them, and you can monitor them all directly from this app. So you can visually see which friend has access to what account that you're sharing with, and you can later on decide to delete them or remove them later on. It has it all right here, which is quite awesome. And there we have it. Those are the 10 amazing features that's coming out very soon for your iPad. Now, if you have an Apple TV and you'd like to see what's new for Apple TV OS 18, I do a whole entire video right over there where I cover everything from A all the way to Z on the new features that Apple added. Thank you so much for watching.